Welcome to Mythical Echoes, where legends and myths come alive. Today, we embark on a journey unlike any other, the legendary tale of Hercules and his 12 labors. These were no ordinary tasks. They were a path to redemption, an epic saga of strength, wisdom, and the triumph of the human spirit. Grab your shield and let's step into the arena of myth. Long ago, in a world where gods ruled the heavens and heroes roamed the earth, one name echoed across eternity: Hercules. Born of Zeus and a mortal woman, his destiny was both a blessing and a curse. Today, we unravel the incredible journey of this demigod, whose strength and wisdom not only defined legends, but taught timeless lessons. Hercules was no stranger to tragedy. Driven mad by Hera's hatred, he committed a terrible act, one that shattered his heart and soul. To atone, he sought the Oracle of Delphi, who guided him to King Eurystheus. His penance? 12 impossible labors that would push him beyond mortal limits. Labor 1. The Nemean Lion. In the hills of Nemea, a terror reigned. A lion whose hide defied the sharpest blades, whose roar shook the very earth. Hercules, undaunted, stepped forth. Arrows shattered against its impenetrable skin like brittle twigs. Swords bent and broke, their edges dulled against the beast's golden armor. Then Hercules abandoned his weapons. He met the creature in primal combat, his hands grasping the beast's neck. It thrashed and clawed, its might enough to fell an oak. But Hercules, with divine resolve, tightened his grip. The valley echoed with the lion's defiance until its roar faltered and silence claimed the night. Victorious, he draped its indomitable hide over his shoulders, not merely as a trophy but as a shield against all who would dare to challenge him. A valuable lesson. Mortal beings, take heed. The true measure of strength is not in the tools we wield, but in the resilience of our spirit. When all else fails, it is the raw force of will that prevails. Labor 2. The Lernaean Hydra. To the swamps of Lerna, Hercules ventured, where the Hydra, an abomination of chaos, guarded its desolate domain. Each of its heads bore venom enough to fell an army, and when severed, they multiplied, a mockery of death itself. Hercules engaged the beast in a battle that seemed eternal. He cleaved a head with a single stroke, only to see two rise in its place, snarling with greater fury. Poison dripped from its fangs, searing the earth, the air filled with the acrid stench of despair. But Hercules was not alone. His nephew Iolaus stood at his side, wielding a flaming torch. Together they fought not with brute strength alone, but with divine strategy. As Hercules severed each head, Iolaus seared the wounds with fire, halting the Hydra's vile regeneration. At last, Hercules struck the immortal head, the heart of the beast. With a final roar, the Hydra fell, its body collapsing into the swamp as if the earth itself sought to reclaim the monster. A valuable lesson. From this labor, mortals, a truth emerges. Even the mightiest foes cannot withstand unity and wisdom. Strength may fell a tree, but it is strategy that conquers the forest. Labor 3. The Ceryneian Hind. For a full year, Hercules pursued the Ceryneian hind, a sacred creature of Artemis, swift as the wind and elusive as a whisper. Its capture demanded not violence but patience, a virtue rare among gods and mortals alike. When at last Hercules caught the divine stag, he carried it with reverence, for he knew that not all victories are won by strength, but by respect for the divine order. These labors are more than trials. They are echoes of eternal truths. Strength, resilience, and wisdom weave the tapestry of Hercules' redemption. Mortals, which of these lessons will you carry into your own struggles? Reflect, for the wisdom of gods is not bestowed lightly. A valuable lesson: patience is the weapon of the wise. To wait, to endure, to respect the balance of nature, these are the marks of true greatness. Labor 4. the Erymanthian boar. To the frozen slopes of Mount Erymanthos, Hercules ascended to capture the Erymanthian boar. This beast was no ordinary animal. It was a juggernaut of destruction, its every step carving trails into the snow. Hercules did not aim to slay, but to subdue, for the labor demanded the boar be brought back alive. Through cunning and endurance, Hercules pursued the beast, forcing it higher into the snowy peaks where the air grew thin and the beast's strength waned. When the creature's fury turned to exhaustion, Hercules leapt upon it, wresting it down with divine strength, binding it with unbreakable ropes. Victorious, he carried the beast down the mountainside as the winds howled his triumph. A valuable lesson: even the fiercest storms can be quelled with patience and resolve. Know this, mortals: the path to victory is not always swift, but requires fortitude and mastery over fear. Labor 5. The Augean Stables. In the land of Elis, Hercules faced a labor deemed beneath his glory, cleaning the Augean stables which housed thousands of cattle. For years the stench and filth had accumulated, an insurmountable task for mortal hands. Yet Hercules, with divine ingenuity, refused to sully himself with mundane toil. Instead, he diverted two mighty rivers, Alpheus and Peneus, to sweep through the stables. The torrent cleansed the filth in mere moments, turning an impossible burden into a swift triumph. Yet even here, mortal greed intervened, as King Augeas denied the promised reward. Hercules, undeterred, would have his justice later. A valuable lesson. Mortals, learn from this. Wisdom transforms burdens into blessings. When the weight of life seems unbearable, remember, there is always a way to redirect the flow. Labor 6. The Stymphalian birds. Next, Hercules ventured into the marshlands to confront the Stymphalian birds, creatures of Ares whose bronze feathers rained death upon their prey. These beasts, lurking in the shadows, embodied chaos and destruction. With the aid of Athena, Hercules wielded a sacred rattle forged by Hephaestus. Its piercing sound drove the birds from their hiding places into the sky. Hercules, with bow and arrow, felled them one by one, their bodies crashing into the marsh like falling stars. The remaining flock fled, banished from the realm of men forever. A valuable lesson. Even the unseen threats that haunt the edges of our lives can be overcome with focus and resolve. Chaos, when confronted, will always yield to order. Labor 7. The Cretan bull. On the island of Crete, the gods unleashed the Cretan bull, a beast of raw power gifted by Poseidon and cursed with madness. Its rampages destroyed fields and homes, leaving terror in its wake. Hercules approached the beast not as a hunter, but as a force of nature himself. Dodging its wild charges, he studied its movements, waiting for the precise moment. When the bull lunged, Hercules sprang forward, seizing its horns and locking it in a test of strength. The earth shook beneath them as god and beast clashed, but Hercules' will proved unyielding. At last, he subdued the creature, guiding it back to Mycenae as a testament to his mastery over chaos. A valuable lesson. Mortals, even the wildest storms can be calmed by those who face them with unwavering resolve. Control your fears, and you will control the chaos around you. Labor 8. The mares of Diomedes. In the Thracian plains, Hercules faced the mares of Diomedes, beasts twisted by their master's cruelty, feasting upon human flesh. To conquer them, Hercules knew he must face the root of their madness, their tyrannical master. Storming Diomedes' fortress, Hercules defeated the cruel king and fed him to his own monstrous mares. Pacified by their master's end, the beasts fell silent, allowing Hercules to lead them away. Here, justice and strength merged, proving that even beasts can be tamed when tyranny is vanquished. A valuable lesson. Injustice breeds chaos, and to restore order, one must strike at its heart. Mortals, remember, true strength lies in righteous action. Labor 9. The Belt of Hippolyta. The ninth labor led Hercules to the land of the Amazons, where he sought the golden belt of their queen, Hippolyta. At first, diplomacy reigned, for Hippolyta admired the son of Zeus and offered the belt freely. But Hera, ever the enemy, sowed discord among the Amazons, whispering lies that Hercules sought to betray them. Battle erupted, and though Hercules fought valiantly, his heart was heavy with the burden of unnecessary bloodshed. At last, he claimed the belt, but not without the cost of broken trust. A valuable lesson. Mortals, beware the poison of deception. Even the purest intentions can be tainted by lies. Trust is a fragile thing, and its loss is a burden even the strongest cannot bear lightly. Pause, mortals, and reflect on these trials. With each labor, Hercules forged his soul anew, a being neither mortal nor god, but something greater. Let's continue with the final challenges that would define his legacy, for the story is not yet done. Labor 10. The cattle of Geryon. To the farthest edge of the known world, Hercules journeyed to face Geryon, a titan of unparalleled strength, whose three bodies moved as one, each armed with crushing force. This labor was no simple feat, for the cattle Geryon guarded were sacred, their capture a task meant to humble even the mightiest. Hercules first crossed the treacherous Oceanus with the golden cup of Helios, a gift from the sun god himself, for only divine aid could carry him to such distant lands. Upon arrival, he faced Geryon's ferocious two-headed dog, Orthrus. In a flash of might, Hercules struck the beast down, its howls silenced by his club. Geryon himself descended, a colossus of wrath, wielding weapons of immeasurable strength. The ground trembled with each step as Hercules met the Titan's onslaught. In a battle that echoed across the plains, Hercules unleashed his divine bow, striking true into Geryon's shared heart. The Titan fell, his form crumbling as Hercules claimed the cattle. With calm resolve, he herded them across land and sea, delivering them to King Eurystheus. A valuable lesson. Mortals, greatness is forged in endurance and tenacity. When the path is long and the foe overwhelming, remember, the strength to persist will always conquer the impossible. Labor 11. The apples of the Hesperides. In this penultimate labor, Hercules sought the golden apples of the Hesperides, treasures of the gods, guarded by the immortal dragon Ladon and tended by the nymphs of twilight. The journey was one of wisdom and cunning, for Hercules did not know the garden's location. He first sought the ancient sea god Nereus, seizing him in unyielding grip. Though Nereus shifted form, becoming fire, water, and beast, Hercules held fast until the truth was revealed. Guided by this wisdom, he reached the sacred grove. Yet even Hercules knew his limits. Rather than confront the serpent directly, he sought the aid of Atlas, the titan cursed to hold the sky. In exchange for retrieving the apples, Hercules shouldered the heavens, bearing their crushing weight with divine fortitude. When Atlas returned, tempted to abandon his burden, Hercules outwitted him with clever words, reclaiming the apples and restoring the heavens to their rightful bearer. A valuable lesson. Even gods must sometimes rely on others, for wisdom lies in knowing when to seek aid. Mortals, understand this. Strength is not diminished by asking for help, but magnified through shared purpose. Labor 12. Capturing Cerberus. The final labor plunged Hercules into the realm of the dead, a domain no mortal dared to tread. His task was to bring forth Cerberus, guardian of the underworld, a beast of nightmares whose very presence could freeze the soul. Hercules descended into the depths, guided by Hermes and Athena, who ensured his mortal body would survive the journey. He approached Hades, lord of the underworld, not with defiance, but with respect. Hercules pledged to take Cerberus without weapons, relying solely on his strength and courage. The beast lunged, its three heads snapping with relentless fury, claws tearing through the darkness. Hercules met its charge, grappling with its monstrous form. The battle was a testament to his divine heritage, every muscle strained, every breath a fight against the suffocating weight of the underworld itself. At last, with unyielding might, he subdued Cerberus, binding the hound with his own indomitable will. Hades, impressed by Hercules' resolve, allowed him to take the beast, warning that it must be returned unharmed. Hercules emerged from the depths, triumphant, bearing Cerberus as proof that not even death could halt his journey. A valuable lesson, mortals. The greatest victory lies in the conquest of fear. To face death itself and emerge unbroken is the pinnacle of courage. Remember, the only chains that bind you are those you allow to remain. And so, having completed his labors, Hercules was granted a place among the gods. Each trial was more than a test of strength. It was a crucible that forged Hercules into a legend, a beacon of redemption. Yet, this tale is not just his. It is yours, mortals. For every challenge, every hardship, every fear you face is a labor unto itself. Thank you for keeping up with in this incredible journey, and remember, true greatness isn't in never falling, but in rising each time we do. My story isn't just mine. It's for anyone who dares to face the impossible.